I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah-Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles, a great millstone. Also want to acknowledge all the Achion pushing this truth in the streets of Babylon and also on these videos. Alright, this is Proverbs 16:1, and it says, "The preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from Yahawah." Alright, so everything's from Yahawah, man. Everything. Whether it's He puts a spirit on us to be a teacher. He puts a spirit on us to be somebody who doesn't believe in God. It doesn't believe in Yahawah. It all comes from Yahawah. Alright. If you can't understand this truth and this knowledge, if you can't understand the fact that the Messiah is a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, then the Lord is the one who's put that spirit on you of not to understand. All right. So let's read it again. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from Yahawah. All right. Let's go to 19:21 and see what it says. Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. So the word device, it means wicked mind, and heart means mind. So this is dealing with, you have a lot of wicked things going on in your head, man. But the counsel of the Lord is what prevails, So he's going to put the spirit on you to do wicked or to do good, right? Because while I'm on the subject, let's go to it. Isaiah 45:7 says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." So you see, he creates the light and the darkness. He creates the peace, and he also creates evil. All right. Yahawah is the one who does all of that. That's who it is. So we go back to Proverbs 16:2, and it says, "All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits." You see? So you could have a spirit to do something bad, to do something wicked, and maybe that looks clean in your eyes, but Yahawah is the one who's weighing that spirit. He's the one who decides if it's wicked or righteous, I'm going to go to 1 Samuel 16:7 for a precept. It says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahawah seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart," meaning his mind. All right. So now we go back to that Proverbs 16:2. "All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits." You see? So Yahawah's on a deeper level than you, man. Yahawah's, he's looking at a deeper thing. He's not just looking at an outward appearance. He's looking at the actual spirit and the soul and the mind. You see? "Commit thy works unto Yahawah, and thy thoughts shall be established." You see? And that's beautiful. That's what these men of the truth, these prophets who we are. We're committing our works unto Yahawah. That's why we do camp. That's why we do the lessons. And now where our thoughts are established are with the truth. You see? We'll be reading these verses, and these verses will be running through our heads throughout the day. And those are the thoughts that have been established in our head. All right. Let me go to a precept. Hey, you're supposed to meditate on this truth, man. Even your idle time, this is where This is where your mind should be, you know. Let me see, did I go the right one? 1 Peter 5:7, it says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So you see, you're dealing with a roaring lion, that adversary, Esau Edom, you know. That's why he's making, you know, all these things mandatory for you to do. You know, he wants you to wear a mask, which cuts off your breathing. You know, it weakens your immune system, you know. But he's going to lie and tell you that you know, that you're going to save someone's life from wearing a mask. Yeah, the life you're not going to save is your own life, because you're weakening your immune system and you're cutting off your own oxygen, you know. But he's a devil, and he's a roaring lion walking about you, that he's trying to devour you. And that's what he's going to do with that microchip. He's going to devour a lot of Israelites, you know, or I should say Jakes. Proverbs 16:3. I'm actually at 4 now. Yahawah hath made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. That day of evil is going to be that destruction, man. That's why he created, that's why these Edomites, when they have babies, they're only increasing for the slaughter, you know. Because of what we read, he's even the wicked for the day of evil. He's made all these things. That's why he allows Esau to have babies still, you know. Edomites are born every day, right? And really, that wicked is not just dealing with Edomites, it's also dealing with the heathen and also 2/3 of our own people. You know, but it always starts out with Esau, Edom, when you see the word wicked in this Bible. Verse 5. Everyone that is proud in his heart is an abomination to Yahawah. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So see, the arrogant and the proud, they're not, you know, they're not exempt from this destruction that's coming to America. You want to be proud, you want to think that, you know, you want to think, and really, Esau, Edom, you want to think you're better than the Israelites? Or you want to look down upon us? Well, guess what? Yahawah's he's gonna destroy you for that attitude that you have, for that having that arrogance. It says, verse 6, by mercy and truth iniquity is purged, and by the fear of Yahawah men depart from evil. So the men of this truth were literally departing from bad times. What's bad times? Bad times is those missiles. All right. Bad times is the microchip. Bad times is Jacob's trouble. But the men of the Lord, the ones who fear him, the ones who are preaching his true word, his true doctrine, we're not going to have to deal with that, because, you know, we've repented, and, you know, we're out here doing what we're supposed to. But a lot of people, they don't have the wisdom. They don't even know that that's what they're supposed to do. You know, so they're not going to depart from evil, because they have no clue, man. They have no clue what's going on. Verse 7, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies be at peace with him. All right, and we've heard that one, you know. And that's true to a certain extent, you know. But it's going to come to a point where Esau, you know, he's going to come with a strong wrath, come down hard on the Israelites. So we'll go to Genesis 33 and 4. Oh yeah, this is dealing with Esau and Jacob. So this is when he ran into him after he was trying to kill him. Esau was trying to kill Jacob. It says, and Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. So you see, Esau is the enemy, man. And this is just proof. This precept right here. It says, even your enemies be at peace with you. So you see, Esau is kissing his brother Jacob and crying with him, you know. That's beautiful right there, the way that verse came up. So don't trust these Edomites, man. That's proof right there. Your enemy, who your enemy is, and your enemy could act peaceful. But remember, mischief is in his heart. Verse Proverbs 16, and we're going to be at 8. It says, better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. All right, yeah, and that's true too, man. You don't want to be among the wicked. You're better off when there's just a little, you know, you're better off eating salad with the righteous than eating steak with the wicked, in other words, you know. Verse 9, and man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahawah directeth his steps. So there you go again, showing you that there's no free will. All right, because what did we read earlier? Let's see. Just showing you verse after verse that there's no free will. You know, Yahawah is the one who directs your steps, man. If he puts a spirit on you to be a wicked ass person, then hey, guess what? You're gonna be whichever way he directs you. That's which way you're going. That's why you don't want to play around, man. You know, Yahawah can put a fucked up spirit on you and cause you to do some nasty shit, some foul shit. You know? Verse 10, a divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresseth not in judgment. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work. And that just goes into, well, let's go get it. The first one, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahawah, but a just weight is his delight. So we know that one, you know. The balance in this truth. You got to be balanced, man. Christians are not balanced, you know. Christians think that everybody's going to heaven, you know. As a, you know, it's going to be a good thing for everyone. It's not. That's an abomination to think that everybody's going to be ruling and having a good time in the kingdom. No, it's going to be the Israelites. Verse 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaketh right. Let's go to Proverbs 14:35. The king's, the very bottom. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causeth shame. So you see? You got to be careful though, because Esau's deceiver, you know. That's why he has the Surgeon General as a so-called Negro, and that guy is just up there telling you, he's a puppet, you know. He's telling you everything that the so-called that white man, Esau, Edom, you know. He's telling you everything according to his agenda, according to the wicked's agenda. But they use a lot of these politicians are so-called Negroes and Latinos. You know, they're Israelites, but they got them in these high positions. Why? To deceive. Because then you look at it and you go, oh, yeah, just because I'm black, that doesn't mean I can't be a politician. Or, oh, just because I'm a Mexican, that don't mean I can't be the governor of Denver, you know, or governor of Colorado, mayor of Denver. You see? And you see that a lot nowadays. You see lots of people of color, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and so-called Negroes who are in these politician positions. And why? It's because it's a deception of Esau. He's not an idiot. Esau he'll put that color in those offices, in those seats, in those positions, and gives you that deception, thinking, oh yeah, America is for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites. Deception, But remember, there's going to be people that hear this truth and they're going to get bitter and pissed off. You're an idiot, they'll tell you. You're just a hater, they'll tell you. But no, it's because they can't see it, man, because they've got the wool over their eyes. All right, verse 14. The wrath of a king is as messengers of death, but a wise man will pacify it. The wrath of just think of Donald Trump's wrath, You hear him talking about in his speeches, hey, whenever we catch these people who are, destroying the statues and destroying, vandalizing the White House or whatever structures these people are destroying through these protests, he's telling them, we're gonna throw the book at them. We're gonna hold them accountable to the utmost. They're gonna give them the book, man. Because why? Because of 14. The wrath of the king is as messengers of death. When Donald Trump puts that order out, these people are gonna be fucked, man. The verse 15, in the light of the king's countenance is life, and his favor is as a cloud of latter rain. And really, this would be dealing with a righteous Israelite king, someone like King Solomon or King David. But I'm just using Donald Trump, the modern day king, and modern day Pharaoh, if you will. That's what the word Pharaoh means, king. So you see, either way, the favor of the king is as a cloud of latter rain. Just think of our king, Yahawah. If we have favor from our king, then guess what? It's going to be like a cloud of latter rain, meaning it feels good, Verse 16, how much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. So remember, God chooses you, not the other way around. You can't be like these Christians saying you chose God or you chose Yahawah. Well, they say Jesus. You see, but we're proving you through the Bible that there's no free will, and Yahawah is the one who chooses you, all right? Chooses you for salvation, chooses you to be a prophet, chooses you to have faith. These are not things that we do on our own. It's Yahawah that does this, all right? And it's better to get wisdom than gold, all right? Because gold is not going to keep you protected from the microchip. Wisdom can. Gold is not going to keep you, is not going to be a ticket to get, because you have a bunch of gold doesn't mean you're going to get taken up in a chariot on the day of wrath. But wisdom, first off, you're really not going to have wisdom unless you are chosen. So those go hand in hand, being chosen and also gathering wisdom of this Bible. I just happen to notice it's 10:44. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai B'Hashem, Harakakadash. Let's see. Verse 17. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. See? So that's the highway that the men of the Lord are on right now. We're on the highway to heaven, if you will. Highway of the upright is to depart from evil, so that he keepeth his way, preserveth his soul. We're going to preserve our souls, meaning we're not going to die if we get taken up in that chariot. And really, not just the physical death, but the soul, it'll never die, but our soul is preserved, um, you know, in good fashion. Verse 18, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. See, so just telling you to stay humble. Stay humble, and it's not as bad, when you fall. You're so prideful, when you fall, you're going to be looked at as a joke. Obadiah, let's see. Let's go 3 and 4. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith Yahawah. See? So it's Yahawah's will to let Esau grow with pride and arrogance, because it's gonna make Esau look that much worse when he falls. Verse 19, better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than divide the spoil with the proud. All right, and so just be humble. That's the whole point of that verse. Instead of being proud, you in America, they'll tell you, oh, you're a proud American, or you're proud of your Mexican heritage, or you're a proud black man. You see? No, that's not what you should be striving for. No, not pride. You should be humble, You should repent. You should acknowledge who you are, according to this Bible. You know, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or a so-called Native American, you're an Israelite. You don't want to have Native American pride or Latin pride or black pride. No, you Israelite. If you're gonna, that's your true heritage. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in Yahawah, happy is he. You see, the truth will set us free. The men of this truth, hey, we trust in the Yahawah, and guess what? It makes us happy. You driving around, driving to work, driving from work, you think about all the bullshit you had to deal with at work, or whatever it is in Babylon that you got to deal with. But at the same time, you're happy because you think about it like, man, the chariots, those are on our side, That's happy. That makes you happy when you start to think of what this is that we're in, that we're a part of, 21. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. All right? That's a nice verse. Sweetness of the lips. Come on now. It just sound like you got some butter dripping off your mouth, like his words are like butter, or his lips are sweet because of what he's saying, And that's what we're doing. We're out here doing this knowledge, doing this truth, and guess what? Our lips are sweet. The wise in heart shall be called prudent. So you see in our mind, because that word heart means mind, but you be called prudent. And why the word prudent means to consider the future. So that's a wise thing, to consider the future. That's why we're doing this studying. That's why we're doing these videos and these lessons and going to camp, because we're considering the future. We just read about the day of evil, right? Verse 4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So that we know that day of evil is coming. So therefore we consider the future, How wise would that be if we know this destruction is coming, and then we decided not to do the work that we're called to do by Yahawah? No, but you prudent, it means to consider the future. That's what we're doing by studying this truth, by going to camp. We're doing this for our future. We're doing this for our salvation. We're not doing this for nothing, Keep reading. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it, but the instruction of fools is folly. And just really, if you're an unbeliever, then you're foolish, you're folly. But if you're a chosen, or if you're an elect, if you're a prophet, well, guess what? Hey, you got a wellspring of life. Your life is like revived. This truth literally will bring you to life. Makes me think of Ezekiel 37, Let's go to it real quick. This whole chapter is fire. So, let's see. We'll just... Okay, perfect. Ezekiel 37:9. And then he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahawah thy power, come from these four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. You see? So that's what we're doing. We're breathing on these bones, man, on these dry bones in Babylon, America, these Israelites. And seeing which ones will hearken, So let's go back to it. So, verse 22, understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it. So if you have understanding of this truth, hey man, there's nothing like it. You see? But the fools, hey, they got nothing going for them. The non-believers, even these people that, they believe in, they say they believe in the Bible, but then when you start to teach them, they, all of a sudden they make excuses, or they say, oh, it's man-made, man-written. They start to have doubts when you tell them the things in the book and it doesn't go parallel with their life or their lifestyle. You see? Verse 23, the heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips. So see, the mind of the wise teacheth his mouth. That's what we do. We learn and we become wise, and we put in work. We look up the words if we don't know what they mean, and we gain learning, like it just says, addeth learning to his lips. Let's go to Proverbs 15:28 for a precept. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. And that's a beautiful verse, because honestly, I don't think I've ever read that verse. But it says, the heart of the righteous studieth to answer. And you bet your ass that's why we study, because when we go to camp, we always have an answer, through the Holy Spirit. So that's a Yapah, which means beautiful. That's a Yapah verse right there. I'm going to read it again. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. All right, yeah, the evil, the wicked, when they come to the camps, the people that don't understand this Bible and this truth, man, you don't even know what you're doing to yourself. You're cursing yourself, coming against the mouth of Yahawah, and you're pouring out evil things. Why? Because you're speaking all kind of nonsense, We had a young man at the camp last Sunday, and he stood there for like 45 minutes, and we were breaking scriptures down to him, trying to give him some, understanding, some wisdom. Seemed like he might get it, right, by the patience he showed. And then at the end of it, he walked away still acting like a heathen, still not willing to believe the truth, it seemed like, Well, that's what this verse is talking about, that guy like that, Where was it? Let me see. Yeah, let's go back to 15:28. Yeah, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. And he was speaking out evil things, not even knowing that it was evil, Still wanting his Edomite wife, because he was a so-called Negro. He was an Israelite, probably from the tribe of Judah. And he had salvation all he had to do was repent. But guess what? He had his Edomite wife, who he didn't want to accept the truth. You know, he didn't want her to. He didn't want to accept the fact that she would be his slave in the kingdom. No, instead he wants to be her slave on this side. Because she was over there yelling at him, telling him, hey, get over here. Get away from those guys, you know. And he listened eventually, you know. So, you know, it's just sad, man. Our people are so destroyed that they can't see the light, man. Well, it ain't really even sad because it's all Yahawah's will, but, you know, that's a worldly term I guess I'm using. Because really, who cares, man? Fuck them, you know. If a motherfucker can't get it, move on, right? That's our philosophy. Starting out with our elder apostles, you know, of Great Millstone. Of Proverbs 16:24, pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. And that's just common sense, man. Somebody gives you a compliment, yeah, some of you be feeling good all day, you know. You know, so that's just common sense. Verse 25, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And really that's dealing with sin and transgression, you know. You might see something that pleases you, and you want to do whatever you got to do to get it, and then in the end it vexes you, you know, whether it's a woman, whether it's a nice car, and, you know, nice house. Maybe it's something you can't afford. You purchase outside of your budget. You see, so, you know, don't always lean on your own understanding. All right. Verse 26: he that laboreth for himself, for his mouth craveth it of him. An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is a burning fire. All right, and who is that ungodly man? That's Esau Edom, and he's gonna set this world ablaze, mainly America, Babylon, America. But guess what? He's the one who's digging up evil all the time. He is evil. The word evil means bad times. The so-called white man is literally a bad time. You know, especially for you Israelites out there. 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things, moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass. See? So really, the only people you want to really be dealing with are the people in the truth, man. Otherwise, you're just going to get vexed, you know. You're going to get pissed off if it's your family and they can't understand this truth. And, you know, you see it nice and clear. You love to study it. You love to read it. That you try to share it with them, and they're telling you, oh, can you do something else? Can you change the subject? You know? So this is better, really, to just deal with people who are on the same page as you are, you know? 31. Otherwise, you're just going to just get yourself pissed off, you know? Verse 31. The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. That's a strong verse right there. If you can control your spirit alone, that's more powerful than taking over a whole city, man. That's how powerful it is to control your spirit, man. If you can control the way you control your spirit is by learning what's righteous and what's wicked, learning this Bible. You know, then you're going to have a foundation. And, I mean, that's better than taking over a whole city, according to the scripture. Don't you like that verse? And he that ruleth his spirit, you got to rule your own spirit, man. I mean, you can't be a nutball, a nutcase, you know. You can't just, you got to have foundation, man. You got to have understanding, knowledge, and you have to be unwavering, in this truth. Meaning rule your spirit, Don't be what do you call it? Double-minded. You don't want to be double-minded. Verse 33, the law is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahawah. So you see, you could cast the lot or whatever, but at the end of the day, Yahawah is the one in control. All right, and let's go to a precept. Proverbs 29:26, it says, many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from Yahawah. There you go. So even if you get in trouble in Esau's kingdom, at the end of the day, it's Yahawah that is dealing with you. You think about it like that, So you just always want to hope that you got to pray to Yahawah, man, that he keeps the spirit on you. You got to pray to Yahawah that, he puts good spirits on these people that are dealing with you, whether it's a ruler, whether it's a judge, whether it's your boss, whether it's your woman, Pray to Yahawah, man. Like, if you're having a hard time dealing with people, pray to Yahawah, He's the one who puts the spirits on all these people to do the things that they do to you, Or you could pray on Yahawah that he puts the spirit on Esau to roll out his microchip sooner than later. That way we can get we can get the ball rolling, Get the ball rolling and get our kingdom, So with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. Also, want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity. All right, Shalom, and to the elect, may you endure to the end. Shalom.